Meanwhile, back here in the U.S., we are following a busy day on Capitol Hill. But first, Americans say they're not happy about how things are going with Congress. A new Gallup poll shows disapproval of Congress tied a record high at 86%. On the other hand, approval is close to an all-time low, and much of that has to do with the shutdown of Homeland Security and broader issues related to the war with Iran and ethics scandals. This all comes on the heels of huge shakeups to the balance of power, including the resignation of Democratic Congresswoman Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick. The House representative from Florida resigned yesterday, just moments before an ethics committee would have decided whether she should be sanctioned for allegations of theft and other misconduct. Let's go live to Capitol Hill and CBS News Congressional correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns. Hey, Caitlin, so where does Congresswoman Cherfilus-McCormick's resignation leave Democrats in the House right now?
Hey, Mugo, it's great to be with you. Yeah, this is something that will shake up the balance of power in the House of Representatives. This comes on the heels of two resignations that we saw last week with Democrat Eric Swalwell and Republican Tony Gonzalez, who resigned in the wake of sexual misconduct scandals and were forced essentially to do so by their colleagues under the threat of expulsion. Cherfilus-McCormick was also under the threat of expulsion as well, and with her exit from the House of Representatives, that gives Republicans a little more pad in their majority. They now have a 2-seat majority as opposed to a 1-seat majority. And this was a significant development yesterday, Mugo, because Cherfilus-McCormick had been under investigation from the House Ethics Committee for a while now. Remember, last year she was indicted by the Justice Department and charged with allegedly stealing $5 million in FEMA funds for her campaign, for luxury goods and designer clothing, among other things. The House Ethics panel yesterday was set to meet. They were convening actually to vote on whether to suggest expelling Cherfilus-McCormick from Congress. Just before that took place, she announced her resignation. So significant development. It's the third resignation that we've seen on the House side in the span of a week.
And Caitlin, another big change is Virginia's new congressional map. How does this redrawing affect the balance of power?
Yeah, this could have huge implications for the midterm elections just a few months from now, Mugo. What happened in Virginia yesterday, Virginia voters went to the polls to vote on whether to change the congressional maps. And by a narrow vote, 51% said yes. And so now this could have a big impact on the balance of power in the House, because now there is only going to be one competitive Republican district, according to these maps. And remember, for Democrats to take over control of the House in the November elections, they just need to flip 3 seats. So Virginia could, given the change of these maps, give it to them. And this is a redistricting battle that we've seen across the country in several states, really prompted by President Trump going, promoting this in Texas. And now you've seen other states follow suit and want to, redraw their districts so that they can have an advantage. But the bottom line here is that this is a huge blow to Republicans, potentially a boon to Democrats. But Mugo, it's not over yet. We should note that the state Supreme Court in Virginia has to decide and will decide whether this is all legal in the first place.
And then we know there are a lot of hearings on Capitol Hill today, Caitlin. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is appearing in 2 of them. Why are these specifically so significant?
Yeah, Mugo, many members of the president's cabinet are coming up here on Capitol Hill today and throughout the week and over the past several days to testify to Congress. This is part of routine accountability, but it's notable for RFK Jr. because he really hasn't been up here that much. Even during his confirmation hearing, he pledged to routinely come before Congress for this level of accountability. So the Health and Human Services Department released its budget, and he is here today. He was here yesterday, appearing before various panels to defend that budget and also to defend his decisions as helm of the largest health care agency. And so he has been under intense scrutiny for decisions over vaccines, decisions over the resignation of the CDC director last year and the appointment just a few days ago of a new CDC director. And so he is facing a lot of scrutiny from lawmakers about his decisions, particularly as that vaccine schedule for children has been changed. Now, he's defending all of his policies, but this is significant because he hasn't faced this type of grilling in a long time.
Okay, Caitlin Huey-Burns on Capitol Hill for us. Thank you so much.